The line media whores are really getting to me. I mean, really. A requisite for employment at any of the major networks is not to be smart or necessarily good looking, as Candy Crowley is ample proof. Oh no, all that is required is acting ability to read a teleprompter well and lie. The right face contortions at the right time. Megyn Kelly is a good example. Or the range of voice inflections, superbly presented by Jeanine Pirro, who loves to be called judge, yet her wardrobe on national TV rivals that of any pole dancer. Or the megalomaniacal antics of a buffoon like O'Reilly, whose ego grew visibly after landing an interview with the bankster puppet, who is still illegally parked in our White House. I taped the following videos a few weeks ago and unfortunately was unable to post as I had to contend with several death threats.
Hello and welcome to a special Sunday edition of Justice. I'm Judge Jeanine Pirro.
Oh my, where is that very bright smile that you usually display? Did someone sound the alarm that the dishonorable Pirro got more than a tad outrageous with her wardrobe and suggest she not represent hookers and advertise her services on national TV? As if the Foxes didn't know why the illustrious warmonger had so many viewers. Judging from the comments, few paid attention to what she was saying. That must have made the job of pulling and whipping those strings up and into place several notches very much worthwhile, right, Jeanine? Do you really think we don't know why the Sunday go-to-meeting Miss Muffet's dress for the unusual special edition on Sunday was for? The cat is out of the bag, Pirro, but in a way I can't blame you for believing people are stupid. The terrorist syndicate needs more wars and have always been able, one way or another, to convince the stupid. Unfortunately, the horrific method to make trillions of dollars is to maim and kill one country after another, while bringing democracy to them. These poor victims never manage to get ahead, as they have been kept prisoners by various American gangster regimes. Yep, didn't start with a Muslim punk. He just managed, together with a criminal holder, to advance the end of time so much faster because of his color. That man's body language shows that he isn't sure how to respond to your exposure. He looks partly bemused, and it does not appear that he takes the Tinkerbell across from him serious. And just in case anyone entertains the idea that I might be jealous of your assets, let me put your mind at ease. Shysters like you snapped my rubber band. You should have plenty of lucrative cash income from the various military contractors. They used witches like you in World War II. Massive slaughters were orchestrated by the pawn scum who actually believe that they are the elite. They've been riding it ever since with the support of tawdry females and your male counterparts, rent boys or hustlers. Incidentally, Barry's career got a boost, literally, being a drug mule in Pakistan, where he was a hooker for older white men. But hey, the entire family consists of some of the finest strumpets, and a lot of dumbasses defending them. Marion Shields Robinson was a transient street prostitute diagnosed with HIV virus in 1998 and managed to end up in our White House, tending to the 2 adopted girls. Now, let's hear Barry call Michelle Michael.
Distinguished guests, and men and women of the finest military in the world. And most of all, Admiral Mullen, Deborah. Michael and I also want to acknowledge your son Jack, who's deployed today. All of you have performed extraordinary service to our country.
I'm telling you, ISIS, if not already on American soil, will be here.
The economy is falling apart. The dollar is losing value, and countries with ample resources are Ebola prone. You wonder why? The banksters have long infiltrated Africa and Afghanistan. a strategic location with abundant natural resources, a huge copper mine, and copious amounts of lithium deposits. Guess who prevents the Afghanis from harvesting their own resources? America is riddled with debt. The time was ripe to lie to the gullible, and how can they make trillions of dollars the quickest way? Yikes! Fool the useful idiots with another false flag and go to war, of course. With your assistance, the simpletons will have us all turned into serfs. By the way, you forgot to add another fake thread, Khorasan, a new one. Not all of the lemmings have a clue that false flags are an American tradition. You calling the bankster puppet Mr. P is all theater, as is the latest purported threat that jacks up the temperature in the ISIS war abroad and the propaganda battle at home. A claim by the Pentagon that the Islamic State is planning to kill the families of U.S. soldiers. I am certain that you and the other whores will do their utmost best to convince the insipid we need more wars, even if it totally bankrupts us all.
They are coming. And whether they come as a legion or lone wolves, the damage will be painful and it will be extensive. It will happen here on our soil.
If you had any real courage, you'd expose the affirmative action Takia practicing two-bit Muslim punk as the tool for the Washington, D.C. private corporation. A con grifter who, together with a transvestite, parked their illegal butts in our White House. And Michael, also known as Michelle, gives instructions as to what we should be allowed to eat. Why anyone would even listen or take the both of them seriously is simply beyond me. We have a shadow government. America was taken over by the banksters via a coup d'etat. All of the corrupt bastards should be locked up. Many still believe the lies, but increasingly the world sees Washington as the greatest threat to peace and life on earth. America's claim to be exceptional and indispensable was always used to justify the sanguine gangsters' right to dictate to other countries. The bombs dropped by these pathological criminals invariably cost mostly civilian lives and will produce more recruits against us. No need to ask why America is a global laughingstock. Edward Bernays would be so proud of you.
You're fortunate that you live in a country virtually untouched by war, while in other parts of the world, it's their daily fare.
By their daily fare, did you mean the unfortunate victims that are bombed by the U.S. back to the Stone Age for humanitarian reasons? Terrified victims thousands of miles away live their lives horrified that the great humanitarians will steal the rest of their resources and kill everyone. The populace is too far dumbed down to realize that American forces do the bidding for the Israeli Jews, who are the only beneficiaries from these insanely heinous and aggressive attacks. Yes, most Americans who believe they're saving the world have no clue that their government marches around the world provoking revolutions, torturing and killing people. Look to Shelton Adelson and George Soros being the culprits for the latest uprising in China.
I've been telling you for months that you need to be afraid.
The public need only be afraid of sick, slick apple polishers like you. And unfortunately, too many have superb sounding boards where they can lie to their heart's content, like the old guy who changed his name from Wiener to Savage, who savagely attacks anyone daring to disagree with the old drunkard. Rush, Jeff Cooner, Mark Levin, and too many others to name. All of these functioning drunks are paid by assorted military fractions to rile up the masses. Huckabee is all over the place, hyping the fear. If he really believes the lies, he is one heck of a dumb fat cow. Keep in mind, the man is a preacher, of BS.
Now, you know me. Most of the time, I'm fearless.
No, I do not know you. From all appearances, you are a slut that most likely got her jobs on the proverbial casting couch. You don't hesitate to look like a streetwalker on national TV. Why should I assume that you act otherwise when we can't see you? I have no clue whether this clown tried to intimidate me with a DC legal service named Pirro. I can count numbers, you dumb broad. I was out at the time but called back, and here is the response I got.
Have reached a non-working number. Please check the number and dial again.